What's up fam, we're back with the 19th patch of the year. This is the longest patch note that we've ever worked on. Some of the editors even cried for a pay raise, but we managed to pull through. Let's get right into it. Xante is being reworked once again. His auto attack range will be nerfed and the extra range from his passive will be removed. The additional damage is now fixed at 20 across all levels and it no longer converts to true damage or increases when his ultimate is active. His Q skill's base damage increased, but the total AD ratio has been removed. The bonus resistance scaling gets buffed by 5%. The skill range gets nerfed as well as his cast time. Using his ult will no longer reduce cast time, instead, the base cooldown has been buffed and skill cooldown reduction during his ultimate has been increased. The cleansing effect during the ultimate has also been removed. For his W, he can no longer change directions while charging. The minimum charge time is reduced by 0.4 seconds and the stun duration will scale with the charge time. Its base damage will increase, but both the total AD and bonus resistance ratio will be removed. Now his W deals bonus true damage when his ult is active and the damage reduction will be buffed to 75%. His E skill's dash speed will be nerfed. The cooldown has slightly been decreased and the ult reduces the cooldown by 50%. However, it no longer increases dash distance and can no longer dash over walls except when dashing onto an ally. His ultimate now deals physical damage. Its base damage has been buffed, while bonus damage has also been buffed and it now scales with bonus HP. Skill duration will be reduced to 15 seconds and it can no longer be cancelled manually. Bonus AD has been removed, but bonus attack speed has significantly increased, and Omnivamp will be fixed at 20% across all levels. Lastly, it will grant 50% armor penetration. The Queen of Jungle, Elise, has returned. Now she can use the Cocoon with a flash combo. As for her Rappel, even if not targeting an enemy, she gains bonus damage and Omnivamp on her passive. Additionally, she can descend faster even when without a target. Her ultimate cooldown has been reduced by 1 second. Tristana is also getting a rework. Her HP regen per second is being nerfed, her base AD increases by 1, but her growth AD will be nerfed instead. Her growth armor also gets nerfed, but her base range is increased and her attack speed ratio will also be buffed. The bonus range from her passive is being nerfed, the attack speed increase from her Q skill is being buffed. Rocket Jump's base damage is nerfed, but it now has a 75% bonus AD ratio, and the slow duration is fixed at 2 seconds. Her E skill's base damage gets nerfed, but the bonus AD ratio will be buffed. The bonus damage per stack will be nerfed. Her ult's base damage will be reduced, but it now has a bonus AD ratio, and the cooldown will be fixed at 100 seconds at all levels. Additionally, all targeted enemies will be stunned shortly.
WMAX Vladimir have been way too OP in the top lane even in early game. Rightfully done.
Now for item changes, we have a hell of a long list, so stay tuned. The costs of Dagger, Fairy Charm, Sapphire Crystal will be reduced by 50 gold each. Caulfield's and Hearthbound Axe's cost will be reduced as well. Rectress's cost will be reduced, but its AD will also decrease. Black Cleaver got its recipe changed and its AD significantly decreased. Champunk's Change Sword's HP will increase, but its AD will reduce. Death Dance's cost increased by 100 gold. Eclipse's cost also increased, but its AD will decrease. Experimental Hexblade got its recipe changed. Its HP increased, but its AD and AS will be nerfed. Hullbreaker's HP will increase, but its AD will be nerfed. Bonus damage to champions, epic monsters, and turrets, and bonus resistance to minions will be buffed. Ma's AD and its shield bonus AD ratio will be nerfed. Mercurial's cost will be reduced by 100 gold, but its MR will decrease. Ravenous Hydra's cooldown AD, active damage, and lifesteal will be nerfed. Shojin will get a recipe changed, its HP increased, AD decreased, and cooldown reduction effect has been removed, but the passive cooldown reduction will be buffed. Static Shift gets nerfed on all of its stats. Steric's AD ratio decreased by 5%, Shield's bonus HP ratio will decrease by 20%. Strikebreaker's AD decreased by 10, AS nerfed by 5%, and the bonus MS when dealing AD damage to champions will be removed. Divine Sunderer's recipe got adjusted, its AS, HP, AD, and healing AD ratio will be nerfed. Triforce's cooldown AD, AS will be nerfed, but its HP will slightly increase. Witch End's MR and AS will be nerfed, and the on-hit damage will be fixed at 45. Kraken's MS, AD, and third hit damage will be nerfed. Nooncover's recipe will change a bit, and its AD will be reduced. Scout's Slingshot's price gets reduced by 200 gold, Zeal's price increased by 100 gold, movement speed decreased by 1%. Essence Reaver's cooldown and AD each decreased by 5. Infinity Edge's cost increased by 200 gold, AD will decrease by 10. Navori, Phantom Dancer, Rune's Hurricane, and Rapid Fire Cannon costs increased by 50 gold, and MS decreased. Rapid Fire Cannon will get a damage nerf as well. Yuntal gets a recipe change and its bleed damage is fixed at 70. Axiom Mark's base AS gets nerfed and the old cooldown refund has been increased to 15%, but the lethality ratio will decrease from 30% to 15%. Collector's cost will increase by 200 gold and its lethality will reduce to 10. Profane Hydra's cost will decrease by 100 gold, but its cooldown will be nerfed. Its active damage's total AD ratio will be nerfed as well. Serylda's recipe changed, its cooldown has been buffed, lethality will be removed, and the passive armor penetration will be fixed at 30%. Umbral Glaive's cooldown will be slightly nerfed. Cyclosword's cost and cooldown has been nerfed. Youmuu's recipe changed, costs increased by 100 gold, and the bonus MS when out of combat will be fixed at 20. Now the AP item changes. Wisp gets its cost slightly increased and its MS will be nerfed. Fiendish Coda's cost has been reduced. Large Rod gets its cost reduced and its AP also decreased. Oblivion Orb's AP will be nerfed. Seeker's Armguard's AP slightly decreased and Verdant Barrier's MR will also slightly decrease. Seraph's Embrace will be nerfed with its base AP and shield mount. Banshee's Veil's cost will increase by 200 gold and its MR, AP, and passive cooldown will be nerfed. Blackfire Torch's cooldown and AP will be nerfed, and the base burn damage will increase but the AP ratio will decrease. Cosmic Drive's MS and AP will be nerfed. Movement speed on his passive will be fixed at 20 and the duration increased to 4 seconds. Horizon Focus's recipe will be changed, its cooldown will increase and AP will decrease. Lichbane's recipe will also be changed, its cooldown and MS will be nerfed but base AP will be buffed by 15, and Spellblade's AP ratio will be nerfed. Malignant's recipe gets changed, its cooldown will be nerfed and AP buffed. Nasher's base AP and on-hit damage's AP ratio will be nerfed. Morello's recipe also gets changed, as AP decreased and now grants 350 additional HP, however the price has increased significantly. Deathcap gets a base AP nerf of 10, AP amplification decreases by 5%. Riftmaker's AP will decrease by 10 and its passive will also get nerfed. Rod of Ages got its bonus HP and AP per stack nerfed. Storm Surge's base and passive movement speeds gets a nerf. Its base damage slightly increased but the AP ratio will decrease. Shadow Flame's AP decreased by 5 and the passive damage per second will decrease. Next, tank items. Bombies will get an HP nerf. Base damage will be slightly increased but the bonus HP ratio will be removed. And the damage to jungle monsters and minions will increase. Bramblefist's reflect damage gets a buff. Glacial Shroud's cost, armor, and mana will be buffed. Spectre's Cowl's MR increased by 10. Warden's mail damage reduction increased to 15 but its HP ratio has been removed. Abyssal Mask gets a buff on its cost and cooldown but the base MR will be decreased and bonus MR by its passive will be removed. Deadman's Plate gets an HP and armor buff but the MS will be nerfed. Heartsteel's recipe will change and its HP region will be nerfed. Hollow Radiance's HP will reduce and its damage's bonus HP ratio will be nerfed. Jaxshow's recipe changes, HP will slightly be buffed but both resistance stats will decrease by 5 each. Kainic Rukern gets a shield's HP ratio and HP region nerfed. Spirit Visage's cost decreased by 200 gold but its HP and MR will reduce as well. Sunfire's gets its bonus damage per stack removed. Thormail's recipe will be changed, its cost will decrease by 250 gold, HP will be nerfed by 200, armor will increase by 10, and the basic reflection damage will be buffed, but the bonus armor ratio will be nerfed. Randuin's HP will decrease and armor will increase. Warmug will get a movement speed nerf. Now on to support item changes. Vandalglass Mirror will be buffed on its cost and mana region. Forbidden Idol's cost will decrease by 200 gold. Ardent Censor's cost decreased by 100 gold but the movement speed and AP stats will decrease but its HSP will be buffed. Dawncore's cost decreased by 200 gold but the AP stats will also decrease. Echoes of Helia's base AP will be nerfed and its healing and damage per stack will also get nerfed. Knight's Vow's cost will increase by 100 gold, Solary's armor and MR will decrease by 5 each. Trailblazer's cost reduced by 100 gold as HP also gets buffed but MS gets slightly nerfed. Zeke's per second damage will be nerfed. For boots, Berserker's AS will reduce by 5%, Ionian boots will become 100 gold cheaper but its cooldown will reduce by 5. Mercury's cost will increase to 1300 gold and Steel Cap's auto attack block percentage will be buffed. Finally, the rune changes. Lethal Tempo will return in this patch. Attacking enemy champions grants additional attack speed. You can stack it up to 6 stacks. At max stacks, it deals additional adaptive damage. This damage increases by 1% for every percent of additional attack speed. The attack speed and damage get reduced for ranged champions. Well, time to start banning Yasuo and Yone. Presence of Mind will restore mana instantly with a cooldown. Nimbus Cloak's MS will be buffed, Shield Bash damage gets a bonus health and shield ratio buff, but no longer increases armor and MR while shielded. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I hope never to work on a scale as big as this one, like, ever in the future. Thank you for sticking around anyways, and I'll see you guys in the next patch.